Bookworms. I'm Abby.
And I'm Mary.
We are excited to announce we are launching our new podcast, Eat the Bookworm, our bi-monthly podcast where we will deep dive into a book we are currently reading and discuss book-related content. So the reason why I wanted to start this podcast, and this was really my idea in the beginning, because I asked Mary and she was like, yeah, let's do it. We have tried book clubs before. Many times we have. Particularly when I came back, because I was living in Korea for 2 years. I came back. She had a book club with, I'm guessing, some of her husband's family and coworkers,
yes,
if I remember correctly. And it really didn't pan out the way we wanted because other people weren't reading the book. I think they just wanted to be part of a book club. Like, I don't know.
I think it's those garden ladies, the ones who meet to talk about gardening but don't actually garden.
Right. And it's just one of those things where I wanted a space where I could discuss books with someone who loves them just as much as I do. I've always been a big book reader, especially when I was a kid. Shout out to Miss Gendry, second grade, who instilled a love of reading in me, right? There's no one I could talk to about this stuff other than my cousin Mary.
And I feel the same way other than you and my mom. My mom was always really big on pushing books in our household. Every time we had the Scholastic book thing, she would tell us, circle anything you want and I'll buy it. And she was always very heavy with the books. And even when I moved out, she had this giant bookshelf that had all of our old books from when we were kids.
Yeah.
And she always really pushed reading, and it was always a great escape for me growing up.
Same. I was going to actually talk about that too.
Yeah, I loved getting lost in someone else's life and their stories, and you just get so wrapped up into it when you really hits your niche.
Yeah.
I started the book club before you came back from Korea because I wanted to talk to people about books the way I talk about books, drawing in different references and talking about other novels. I'm a big history buff too, so I like bringing history into it. And the only person that ever really talks to me the way my mom does is you. Because we're just such big readers. And I also like that we both do not like the same books.
Yeah.
I
feel the same.
Horror. I like nonfiction, historical fiction.
But I also feel like you like a lot of romance too. And I'm not into romance as much as you are.
I like some romance. It has to be dirty.
Okay, well, the dirty stuff, of course.
If it's too gushy, I don't want it. But I even like some weird stuff like Twilight. I got into Twilight when it first came out. My mom read them first, and then she told me to read them, and then I became hooked with them, and I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of us challenging each other's book bubble.
Yeah. And I also feel like, I don't know if it's just me, maybe because I'm seeing it at my works since I'm a middle school teacher, but reading books it's not the same as it was. I'm just very passionate about reading books. So when I try to introduce books to my students or trying to get them to read, there's no motivation to read other than just to pass the class, if they even want to pass it.
It's not cool.
It's not cool. And I just feel like a lot of people miss out on that aspect of reading for enjoyment.
And even to challenge yourself personally, with personal things you want to learn more about. I love the most are biographies because I feel like you learn so much from other people's lives, but nobody reads them.
Right.
They're not unless you're Prince Harry, no one's going to read your biography or your memoirs.
Well, I mean, we should read the Prince Harry book one day.
We'll add it to the list, but I'm a little salty with him. So we want to encourage other book lovers who just want to try something different out of your comfort zone, or you have a suggestion for us based on our conversations, to please reach out to us. The whole point of this podcast is to make a community where we can talk about books.
Yeah, exactly. And come and join us along for the ride. So that way we're not here just two almost 30-year-old women discussing books. We want some insight in what other people are interested in.
Yeah. Because I think we'll get the best suggestions from people who have different niches that we do and have different opinions on books. And I really want to expand because I feel like I read the same books over and over again. Let's expand our libraries together.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have you guys listen with us. We'll catch you on the first episode. Bye.
Bye.